Okay, let's try this again. I hope you all can hear me. And I'm sorry I had to go out and come back in. I don't know what happened. I hope you can hear me as you're coming in. As you're coming in, if you can hear me, put a 5 in the chat. I have no idea what I did. I did something. Can you hear me now? ATL, can you hear me? Can you all hear me as you're coming in? Let me know if you can hear me. ATL, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I can't. Hold on just a second. Let's see. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, I don't know what I did. I clearly messed up something. Thank you so much for coming up and just letting me know if you could hear me. Thank you for
Okay.
helping me.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, guys, I am so sorry. I had to go out and come back in, but I have no idea what I did wrong. No idea. But welcome in to Queenfully Spoken. Now, I have tea, and I've gotten so discombobulated, I feel like I need to put something in my tea. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, welcome in to Queenfully Spoken. Um, I just don't know what I'm going to do without you all. Hey, Jeanette. Jeanette, if you'll come up and to do the housekeeping, I thought I saw Lady P. I had a whole cluster in here, and I have no idea what I did. But I just feel like I'm leaving home for the first time. All of you all, I've enjoyed you all so much, and you all have been so terribly supportive. And not knowing what TikTok is going to do, and I'm going to go to Clapper and fan base, but I'm just going to miss all of you guys terribly, terribly, terribly. Hey, Kim, I see you. I see you, Walter. I see you. In a, I see you. Jeanette, thank you. Will you do the housekeeping and then we'll get started? Is my music too loud for you?
It's fine.
Okay, I did. See, I think was putting it here on my laptop, so it's over there, and so it wasn't so loud right here. And I think I shut down something that I shouldn't have shut down.
Yes, it's fine. It's
Okay,
soft, so it's good.
okay, okay.
Yeah. Hey, Miss Donna. Hello, everyone. Welcome in to Queenfully Spoken. We want to thank everyone for coming in to hear Miss Donna in her readings tonight. I want to talk about her book. If you want to order her book, she has two books that have been released. She will be sending them out next week. Cause
Soon
she,
they will be here. So I'm giving myself. I had more orders than I anticipated. Yay!
yay!
Yay! And so I'm looking to have them out and in your hand. If I get them out on the 5th, I don't know how long it takes, but I'm trying to get them out by the 5th of February. So you definitely have them before Valentine, and then maybe you all could play. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was Pandora.
If you, okay, her book is available if you want to order on Amazon. And if you want to order an autographed copy, the link and information is in her bio on her page. Again, thank you everyone for coming in. The house rules are we would love everyone to interact. Tap the screen, get the lights up. Our goal is 100K. While Miss Donna is doing that, interact. When the panel is up, we would like for everyone to be respectful to the panel, be respectful to each other in the chat. If there is any disrespect whatsoever to the panel and people in the chat, we will escort you to the door kindly. Again, thank you everyone for showing up, and I'm going to turn it back over to you, Miss Donna.
Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you. We have some wonderful ushers. Wonderful ushers. Um, there was someone that said last week, and I'm only going to briefly acknowledge what they said. Briefly, they said, and you are a woman of God reading this kind of romantic stuff. Well, I want to tell you, as nicely as I know how, that I am indeed that person, but I'm not so heavenly that I'm no earthly good. And what I hope that you gather from my writings is to always know that you still have passion, that there is still passion, lots of passion, no matter how old you are, not even if you're gray haired like me, there is still passion in how we should act, loving towards one another. That's what I want you to feel when I read. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, it's steamy, and hopefully you've got your husband, significant other, whatever. Set the ambiance for yourself. I'm going to see if, what about that? Does that bring the light down? I'm going to set the ambiance. How about that? Mm-hmm. Are you all ready? Are you? Let's get started. This one that I'm about to read was written to me. It was written to me. I have several that he's written to me, and they're mine, and I'm going to read one of them. And it's on my profile. You might have heard it already. And it's called And I Could Love You Like This. Yeah, I still have warm fuzzies when I read his penning to me. The pulsating rhythm of my endemic thought calms. It has brushed against the latitudinal wall of your poetics, always anchored in the romance of hearts, never circuitous, the refined images of rapture's intoxication. Insist that I reminisce about the radiant warmth of those near forgotten autumn mornings. Mornings when we installed into life the passion that has redeemed us. Oh, if I could separate loving you from the malaise, if I could separate loving you from the moribund existence which is not loving you. This is how I would love you, my lover of love. I would love you as you speak to me in the rhythmic phrases of love. I would love you with each step into this landscape of love in which there is never nothingness. I would love you as the passion felicities of your intended heart are forbidden to languish in regret of what could have been. I would love you as you enter my room full of tears and liberate me from the sadness of my longings. You have brought me the beauty of the sun. I embrace it. You have impassioned me with the hope that love brings. I revel in it. You have brought me to the sensitivities of your heart and soul. I shiver in their revelations. You have shown me that love is everything and that one has to love thoroughly and without restraints. And in this, there is no compromise. And I could love you like this. Was that not beautiful? That, I just thought I'd share that with you. That's going to be in my next. I'm tossed. I have another one like Trilogy that's coming out in April. And I'm tossed between the title that I'm going to put on it. But is that not beautiful that he penned this to me? And on my profile, Procasa, he did to me, and Saturday Night, he did to me. And I'll read those, not tonight, but I will read them one at a time for you. I have a special guest. It's a dear, dear friend of mine. And I am going to ask him to come up. You all last week met Pandora. Pandora is sassy. And he's going to come up and we are going to read another one of Pandora's writings, okay? So, let me see where he is. I saw him come in. A dear friend. Walter,
Well, good night, everybody. How are you doing?
how are you doing? Thank you, Walter, for coming to join me.
No
Are you
problem at all.
are you ready?
Absolutely, I stay ready.
I know. So we don't have to get ready, right? That was Pandora. That was Pandora, you all. I'm sorry. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's get started. This is I Longed for You. Let's go.
She never thought that every Sunday morning that I watched her from afar, high in my tower on the other side of George Andrews Dam, binoculars ready, I waited for her arrival. I would look away and then look back, and there she was, sitting, a basket on her arm. She placed it in the grass. Meticulously, she took out her blankets and a small pillow. I am assuming that is breakfast in that bag as I am watching her from afar. Then she would slowly take her clothes off, then begins to eat breakfast. After breakfast, she turns to lie on her back, resting her head on the small pillow with a book with one leg propped on the other. She looked as though she was lying in a bed of diamonds as dew danced on the grass. My loins cried out. Her legs were nice and long, thick through the hips, breasts that would fit nicely in the palm of my hand. I had never longed for an older woman, but she was well kept, so well kept. I longed for her from afar. To my surprise, one afternoon, there she was just sitting, allowing the wind to blow over her as she sat atop her favorite hill. The sun was starting to go down, but the way the sunlight played in her short gray hair as I watched her from afar, I prayed that this would be the day that I would introduce myself to her. I drove like a bat out of hell to get back to the other side of the dam, praying that she would still be there. There she was, just sitting, with her eyes closed. I tried not to startle her, but for a moment I just stood there, drinking in her beauty. She was so beautiful, just sitting there clothed. Though I knew what was underneath, as I had watched her from afar, I was dressed in my uniform and made noise as I approached, and finally I got to introduce myself. Her voice was incredible, pleasing with completely caught me by surprise. My thoughts briefly ran away, wondering what it would be like to have her call out my name in a heated moment. Her soft fragrance was evocative, causing me to long for her as though she belonged to me. I hope I did not frighten you. I am making my rounds, as in an hour I will lock this section down, and I saw your car. She thanked me and shared that it had been a day.
This is my favorite place when I need solace. Please forgive me. I am just going on. Thank you for checking and making me aware. I will gather myself to leave. It is simply beautiful up here. The wind delicately washes over me like a tempered shower. Oh my goodness, there I go again.
Please sit, I have other areas that I need to check, and then I will come back through to lock this area last. Please enjoy. As I drove away, I was completely lost in my thoughts. The way she shared with me, the way the wind indeed washed over her tussling, her short gray hair, her fragrance, and even her clothes. I wanted to undress her on that hill. Then my thoughts. It is supposed to be a full moon tonight. To hold her in my arms, to allow her to share whatever is troubling her, to just listen. Sitting there with her knees drawn to her chest, bare feet, I imagined her to be about 5'8" tall, a perfect fit. Please let her still be there. I was in such awe that I forgot to tell her my name. But it did not seem to matter. Please let her still be there. My heart raced upon my nearing, and her car was still there. Yes.
I heard you drive up, and I wanted to thank you for allowing me this extra time. I hope I didn't make you late getting home to your wife.
So very considerate you are, but I am not married. I tried to make light conversations. I have a wonderful TV dinner waiting for my arrival. We laughed, and I walked her to her car.
You are so privileged to work here as it is supposed to be a beautiful night, a full moon. Anyway, thank you so very much again.
She was gone. I went back and I sat in the same place where I had sat, and I swear I could still smell her essences. Longing for her, I imagined taking her clothes off with the back drop of the full moon. I got in my truck and off to that for real TV dinner. The next day, all I could do was think of her, wondering if she even noticed me remembering her as a hallucination. Did she really exist? She is there, and then she is gone. It is time for me to make my rounds, and to my surprise, her car. She is here. My apparition, all the while trying to calm myself. Make your rounds. and then come back, having a full conversation with myself. I made it back, walking towards her, and she said, "I know it is time for me to go, but I was just hoping to see that moon before you ran me off." As she smiled at me, "I have completed everything and I'm off. So I may ask, could I possibly join you?" She lowered her eyes, saying to me, "I wished you had stayed last night."
I so felt you, your spirit, and on the way home, I wondered what it would be like to be in your arms. I'm not a loose woman, but I felt that when we had what we had, an unspoken language. I have prepared something for you. Please stay here.
She returns to her car and comes back with her basket, blankets, and this time more small pillows. The basket had fruit, cheese, and wine with 2 glasses.
See, I was hoping to meet you again.
She had on a dress made of white gauze with a plunging neckline, and when she bent forward, I could see the fullness of her breasts, just as I imagined from afar. The dress was buttoned down to just above her knees, her legs long and exquisite. I longed to start at her ankles and lick my way up. As she stood before me, the moon showed me the rest of the story. There was absolutely nothing else between us other than the dress. I too had a wish. I wished last night that you would allow me to undress you in the moonlight. Looking down on me, her question touches all of me deeply.
At my age, you desire it.
"If I could only tell you how much, then please," she said, standing before me. Up on my knees, she bent forward to kiss me. My genitalia throbbed with anticipation. She kissed me wantonly. She made love to my tongue and then stood back up. Oh, how protruding nipples were calling to me. I sucked them softly through the dress, and then I commenced to unbutton her dress slowly, letting it to drop around her ankles. I did not know where to start. I stood up to kiss her again, but she took me and took her time to unbutton my shirt, running her fingers over my hairy chest, stopped to suck my nipples, then back to my lips, undoing my belt, undoing the button, all the while still kissing me. Then she unzips my pants and my erectness in front of center. She lowers herself before me, yet never making connection with my manhood. I could feel the warmth of her breath as she was stroking my thighs, kissing my thighs, and I am starting to all the while trying to control myself. With no hands, she kissed only the opening in my erect manhood. The way she softly caressed the opening with her tongue and then suckled my dripping essence. I do not know how much longer I can stand, and as if she heard my thoughts, she asked me to lie down on the blankets and pillows that she had prepared for this occasion. I did as I was instructed.
I like the way you taste.
Still softly taking my exuding essence.
Would you please, would you please lie beside me?
Her eyes said everything as she laid next to me, kissing her lips, her ears, down her neck, with her breast in my hand. That sultry voice is moaning, causing me to lean forward to hear more. She arched her back, slowly kissing down her tummy, and now parting her legs. Her jewel was as erect as me. going down further, and she is soaking. My mouth is watering to taste her. She had two more pillows in her basket, for which I placed under her bottom, and then I took my time to love her, licking her jewel first, sucking and licking with one finger, and then two fingers in her secret garden. She begged me, please, and I questioned if she was sure that this was what she wanted. Please, she said. I mounted her, and I had no idea that it was this tight, like a glove around my hardness. I could see that it took her breath, and a tear rolled down her face as she said, please, don't stop. I'm okay. Love me as I am all yours. In that voice that I longed to hear, with her hands on my thighs, she pulled me even closer until I had completely penetrated her. That voice, I'm coming. Her muscles were milking me like I had never. The more she did it, it was all I could do. It was so warm on the inside, so very tight around me. And she said, I'm coming. Now, and her muscles stopped milking, and just one solid grip. I simply could not hold any longer as she said to me, fill me up, please, and stay inside me. Obedient to her request, I understood the mission. I explode in ecstasy. My heart is about to explode as she asks, please hold me close to you. Then she gently moved, and I rolled off her. No words, as she once again took me in her mouth and sucked me slowly until all I had, no more to give. I begged. The way she catered to me, pouring my wine, and as we lay there, no words, looking at the moon on this balmy night, if she only knew how I had longed for her from afar.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, Walter, you know, you know what I said this afternoon, right? This afternoon, whew, let's see if let's just take a sip of our tea. Ooh, let's have a sip of our tea. Is there anyone that would like to come up and tell us what you thought? Let's see who might want to come up. Divine, you want to come up and tell us? I heard you say, ooh, I can't wait. So let me see. Bam. Let's see. Is there Divine?
Who-wee. Who-wee, who-wee.
Uh, Divine.
Miss
Bam, you took
Donna.
the
And
words right out of my mouth.
while you all are tapping the screen, who else is going to come up? Let's see. Someone else wanted to come up. Down to earth. Okay. And let me thank my moderators for just a second. I so want to thank you because you are, I know you saw me. I saw it. And it was repent. And I couldn't figure out how to block them. I couldn't figure out how to get them the hell out, okay? That's what I said, and that's what I meant. This is my platform. Don't like it? You didn't have to stop. Okay. What did you want? Did Walter do that or did Walter do that?
He did that, Miss Donna. Listen, I remember listening to Walter's voice the first time, and I was like shook, right?
Down to the core.
down to the core. So I started following him, and I got to stay away from that platform every once in a while because. But this was excellent, and that daggum Pandora, you my best friend.
Pandora gonna get all of us in trouble.
Pandora,
Listen,
did you feel the need to close your eyes? Did
I'm trying to stay in the light, Miss Donna. I can't close my eyes because I might not come back.
Let those legs shake to ecstasy.
Baby, listen, and let me tell I'll have a conversation with you because I want to know where Miss Donna find this one at. I said,
oh,
ooh, no, sir.
he been here for a while.
you
Listen, nah, that's the one had you in the corner. I'm good. You talking about tea? I need some water.
Ice cold.
Yes, ma'am.
T. Jolie. I'm gonna have one more person. Let me see if I can get T up here. And then while we're talking, we're gonna get them to tap the screen before I go on with some more readings. But Walter and I practiced this afternoon, right? Because I was like, okay, um, Goodfellow had me, and I wrote the story. Goodfellow had me bumbling, right? I'm not bumbling tonight. I said, come on, Walter, we go. So Walter and I practiced. And I said, I don't know. I don't know. I had to lay down and take me a nap. Okay. He did that this afternoon. And I had said to him, take liberties wherever you felt, take liberties. And man, hey, Snatcher, man, did he do it down to earth? What did you think? Down to earth?
Gotta give her a moment to get some hands free.
No, no, no.
Baby.
I'm going to act like you didn't say it.
It's funny he say that, but to be honest, it's like wow because I know the host and the the how can you say the storyline was mind blowing. Like I was like, wait a minute, what's really going on? And then like I'm really like the strong one, like because I've been celibate for 4 years, so I'm really like the strong one. But tonight I was like, what is this man saying? I was like, his voice is like ooh wee, and I was like, Lord, help me to stay strong because this is something different. And like I said, what it taught me tonight is we can never be complacent in to where we think we are because we never know what may come in our way. And tonight it was like, ooh wee. Cause I'm like, I want to hear his voice again. And I'm normally like, nah, I'm not want to hear this. It's the same thing over and over again. But tonight I was like, okay, I want to hear his voice some more. And I'm like, oh, but it's just a challenge. But y'all did your thing, and it made me think that you never may know what comes your way. You may think you have arrived, but something can come your way to make you think like, no, sister girl, you ain't arrived. Because tonight I found out I wanted to hear this man's voice some more. So I
You
may
know,
not have arrived.
down to earth, I've been abstinent, and you said 4 years. I'm abstinent 27 years
Jesus.
because see, I know what I want. That's exactly how I want it. I write the way I want it. So I want to teach that person when he comes and when he recognizes that I am indeed all of that, I want to teach him how to love me, how to teach him how to love me. Um, and you will want the same. You won't want just a one night stand or 1 day stand, hit it and get gone. No, you want this. You want this type of passion. I hope.
You want a liquid plumber that brings that ecstasy.
I'm about to drop down. I'm
You were getting ready to say something.
I'm
Lord,
dropping down.
this is this is too much. This is too much because, but you know what? You know what? Um, what she said was true. I have not been used to this. I have not been used to this challenge in 4 years. And what she brought to the table tonight was truly something different. So for me, I'm not gonna change who I am,
Mm-hmm.
but I have to realize I haven't arrived because at any token, someone can come with a voice like that and make me like, oh my God, you thought you had arrived, but he just stimulated you with his voice. And I'm like, oh my God. But this
And
is good. But this is good. I don't knock it because I like this. It makes you come to reality. I love it.
yes, and for you to understand more than anything that God does not put an expiration date on us. He doesn't say that by this age you shouldn't be thinking this anymore because I am 70 and I have a very healthy attitude for that right man that's going to come along and find me. In the meantime, I'll put pen to paper instead of tail to sheets.
Well, can I say this because I've been real, but is Gen X single?
Oh, no, well, we won't talk about that, but down to earth, thank you. So until the next time, we're going to take a break. I'm going to let you all drop. Divine, you were going to say, and then Indigo Red. And when you all get back down in there, if y'all do a power tap for me, please, I'd appreciate it.
And I'd like to add something.
Mm-hmm.
Down to earth, I myself went through a journey of abstinence or celibacy, whichever one you want to call it, for 5 years and 6 months. And I will tell you, regardless, every day was a struggle. There
It's a
were some days
struggle.
easier than others. But lastly, I'll say, when you decide to allow your weakness or your desire to guide you into breaking that, that's when you have to hold yourself accountable, as I myself did a few months back. And all that was down the drain. But one thing I learned was the same discipline that made me make the choice, stick with the choice for that endurance of time, is the same thing that'll fuel me in my steps moving forward. So yes, I am single, but at the same time, very picky and highly selective.
Oh, did you have to say it just like that, Walter?
It was the only way.
Highly selective. Hmm. I felt that. Okay, Indigo,
Are
welcome.
you grant opulence to the host, Miss Lady DJ. I appreciate being on your panel, and I just wanted to say some things because I've been the same way. I've been abstinent for a while, and it allowed me, by choice, it allowed me to be able to discover some things in me that needed to be dug up, dug out, healed, made whole, to really know other aspects of myself that I maybe might not have known if I allowed someone else to come in at the not the wrong time, but a time where I was in the place of still finding out about myself. So I am very grateful and thankful for the fact of being by myself to learn more about myself. Because I don't care what age you are in life, if you stop going, growing, and flowing, it's going to be an issue and a circumstance. Now, this Gen X common sense, yes, the voice is very, very nice, but there has to be a place inside of yourself where you have to say, okay, that sounds good, but what's really going on? You know what I'm saying? If you know, it's I had to take control of things within myself so I won't, because if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. So for me, I'm talking about me now. I'm not coming against nobody else. The only person I can speak for is myself. So I had to really see some things within myself. So going forward, I'd be ready to be able to be prepared for that relationship that I desire. Because a person that you would desire in your life, you have to make sure that you can see yourself. So when that person comes in your life and they see you, they can see a person who's ready to be able to go forward and enjoy life. I'm at that place where I'm the traveling girl, enjoying life girl. To go, I'm a foodie, so I like to eat food. I can cook food as well. So I'm in another place in my life. So for me, I have to make sure that I'm clean, clear, and I could see myself. So when that person does come, they could see someone who has the foundation that's laid, that's sturdy, and one who can really sense when they're wrong and admit when they're wrong and know how to apologize, know how to listen, and those things. So the things that maybe weren't so correct in one way, when you have an opportunity to go, grow, and flow and get to a certain place in life, you're supposed to be able to drop gems, speak wisdom, speak foundational places in a person's life so they can go, grow, and flow with you. So I appreciate this panel and to be able, I was looking for this because there's not a lot of panels that really have a place for women and men that are a certain place at life. These are Gen X's. I'm a baby boomer generation. I'm from that generation. I grew up in the
I'm a
60s and born
I'm
in
a
the
baby
50s
boom.
and grew up in the 60s. So for me, having grown children, grown grandchildren, I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I still feel good, I still can move good, it's, all is well. So, but I've never been a desperate woman. So for me, I enjoy listening and learning and growing in life and add to my arsenal of wisdom nuggets. So if I need to make a withdrawal spiritually, I can do that and add to my life more wisdom, more character, more morals. So I appreciate this panel. I truly do.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. T. Jolie, I just invited you and ATL, if you're here. And thank you so much, Indigo, for those words. Thank you. And I'm so glad that you enjoyed Walter as much as I.
I'm here, Miss Donna, but I didn't get to hear the poem. I came in late, so I'm going to
You
wait
know
for the next
what?
round.
I think that there are some other people. Walter, are you feeling up to reading it again with me?
Absolutely. There's
For
nothing
those
wrong.
that have just now started to come in, because that was outstanding. Okay, T, I'm going to let you
Yes, I'm going to
down.
drop down.
And then ATL, were you able to hear?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you think? Uh-oh. 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 Walter. ATL, I want you to come back up with T. Jolie. We're gonna,
Okay.
what do they call it when they replay a record? We're gonna replay this for
We're
those
going
that
to
are
put it
just
on
coming
repeat for
in.
the encore.
Yeah. So we're gonna do this. It's called, you guys that are late coming in. We didn't do it at the end because we didn't want to keep you too long. So we did it early. But then there's a lot of you that didn't get to hear it. And it was simply outstanding. Walter simply outdid himself. So let's just one more again. before we read. I'm going to read two more and then we're going to call it a night. I'm not going to keep you as long as I kept you last week, okay? So, it's called I Long for You.
She never knew that early every Sunday morning that I watched her from afar, high in my tower on the other side of the George Andrews Dam, binoculars ready. I waited for her arrival. I would look away and then back, and there she was, sitting, a basket on her arm. She placed it in the grass. Meticulously, she took out her blankets and a small pillow. I am assuming that is breakfast in that bag as I am watching her from afar. Then she would slowly take her clothes off, then begins to eat breakfast. After breakfast, she turns to lie on her back, resting her head on the small pillow with a book with one leg propped on the other. She looked as though she was lying in a bed of diamonds, and dew danced on the grass. My loins cried out. Her legs were nice and long, thick through the hips, breasts that would fit nicely in the palm of my hand. I had never longed for an older woman, but she was so well kept. I so longed for her from afar. To my surprise, one afternoon, there she was just sitting, allowing the winds to blow over her as she sat atop of her favorite hill. The sun was starting to go down, but the way the sunlight played in her short gray hair as I watched her from afar, I prayed that this would be the day that I would introduce myself to her. I drove like a bat out of hell to get to the other side of the dam, praying that she was still there. There she was, just sitting, with her eyes closed. I tried not to startle her, but for a moment, I just stood there, drinking in her beauty. She was so beautiful, just sitting there, clothed, though I knew what was underneath, as I had watched her from afar. I was dressed in my uniform and made noise as I approached, and finally, I got to introduce myself. Her voice was incredible, pleasing, which completely caught me by surprise. My thoughts briefly ran away, wondering what it would be like to have her call out my name in a heated moment. Her soft fragrance was evocative, causing me to long for her as though she belonged to me. I hope I did not frighten you. I am making my rounds, as in an hour I will lock this section down, and I saw your car. She thanked me, and I shared that it had been a long day.
This is my favorite place when I need solace. Please forgive me. I'm just going on. Thank you for checking and making me aware. I will gather myself to leave. It is simply beautiful up here. The wind delicately washes over me like a tempered shower. Oh my goodness, there I go again.
Please sit. I have other areas that I need to check, and then I will come back through to lock this area last. Please enjoy. As I drove away, I was completely lost in my thoughts. The way she shared with me, the way the wind indeed washed over her, tussling her short gray hair, her fragrance, and even her clothes. I wanted to undress her on that hill. Then my thoughts. It is supposed to be a full moon tonight. To hold her in my arms, to allow her to share whatever is troubling her, to just listen. Sitting there with her, knees drawn to her chest, bare feet. I imagine her to be about 5'8" tall, a perfect fit. Please let her still be there. I was in such an awe that I forgot to tell her my name, but it did not seem to matter. Please let her still be there. My heart raced upon my nearing, and her car was still there. Yes.
I heard you drive up, and I wanted to thank you for allowing me this extra time. I hope I did not make you late getting home to your wife.
So very considerate you are, but I am not married. I tried to make light conversation. I have a wonderful TV dinner awaiting me and my arrival at home. We laughed and I walked her to her car.
You are so privileged to work here, as it is supposed to be a beautiful night, a full moon. Anyway, thank you so very much again.
She was gone. I went back and I sat in the same place where she had sat, and I swear I could still smell her essences. Longing for her, I imagined taking her clothes off with the backdrop of a full moon. I got in my truck and off to that TV real dinner. The next day, all I could do was think of her, wondering if she even noticed me. Me remembering her as a hallucination. Did she really exist? She is there, and then she is gone. It is time for me to make my rounds, and to my surprise, her car. She is here. My operation, all the while trying to calm myself. Make your rounds, and then come back, having a full conversation with myself. I made it back, walking towards her, and she said, I know it is time for me to go, but I was just hoping to see the moon before you ran me off. She smiled at me. I have completed everything, and I am off. So if I may ask, could I possibly join you? She lowered her eyes, saying to me, I wished you had stayed last night.
I so felt you, your spirit, and on the way home I wondered what it would be like to be in your arms. I'm not a loose woman, but I felt that we had an unspoken language. I have prepared something for you. Please stay here.
She returns to her car and comes back with her basket, blankets, and this time more small pillows. The basket had fruit, cheese, and wine with 2 glasses.
See, I hoped to meet you again.
She had on a dress made of white gauze with a plunging neckline, and when she bent forward, I could see the fullness of her breasts, just as I imagined from afar. The dress was buttoned down to just above her knees, her legs long and exquisite. I longed to start at her ankles and lick my way up. As she stood before me, the moon showed me the rest of the story. There was absolutely nothing else between us other than the dress. I too had a wish. I wished that last night that you would allow me to undress you in the moonlight. Looking down on me, her questions touches all of me deeply.
At my age, you desire me?
If I could only tell you how much. Then please, she said, standing before me. Up on my knees, she bent forward to kiss me. My genitalia throbbed with anticipation. She kisses me wantonly. She made love to my tongue and then stood back up. Oh, how her protruding nipples were calling to me. I sucked them softly through the dress, and then I commenced to unbutton her dress slowly, letting it drop to her ankles. I did not know where to start. I stood up to kiss her again, but she took her time to unbutton my shirt, running her fingers over my hairy chest, stopped to suck my nipples, then back to my lips, undoing my belt, undoing the button all the while still kissing me. Then she unzips my pants and my erectness in front of and center. She lowers herself before me, yet never making connection with my manhood. I could feel the warmth of her breath as she was stroking my thighs, kissing my thighs, and I am starting to all the while trying to control myself. With no hands, she kissed only the opening in my erect manhood. The way she softly caressed the opening with her tongue and then suckled my dripping essence. I do not know how much longer I can stand, and as if she heard my thoughts, she asked me to lie down on the blankets and pillows that she had prepared for this occasion. I did as I was instructed, understanding the mission.
I like the way you taste.
Still softly taking in my exuding essence.
Would you please, please, lie here beside me?
Her eyes said everything as she laid next to me, kissing her lips, her ears, down her neck, with her breast in my hand. That sultry voice is moaning, causing me to lean forward to hear more. She arched her back, slowly kissing down her tummy, and now parting her legs. Her jewel was as erect as me, going down further, and she is soaking. My mouth is watering to taste her. She had 2 more pillows in the basket, for which I placed under her bottom, and then I took my time to love her, licking her jewel first, sucking and licking with 1 finger and then 2 fingers in her secret garden. She begged me to please, and I questioned if I was sure this is what she wanted. Please, she said. I mounted her, and I had no idea that it was this tight. Like a glove around my hardness, I could see that it took her breath away, and a tear rolled down her face as she said, please don't stop. I'm okay. Love me as I am all yours. In that voice that I longed to hear, with her hands on my thighs, she pulled me even closer until I had completely penetrated her. That voice, I'm coming. Her muscles were milking me like I had never. The more she did it, it was all I could do. It was so warm on the inside, so very tight around me. And she said, I am coming now. And her muscles stopped milking and just one solid grip. I simply could not hold any longer. As she said to me, fill me up, please, and stay inside me. Obedient to her request, I explode in ecstasy. My heart is about to explode as she asks me, please hold me close to you. Then she gently moved, and I rolled off her. No words as she once again took me in her mouth and sucked me slowly until I had no more to give. Drained, I begged. The way she catered to me, pouring my wine as we lay there, no words, looking at the moon on this balmy night. If she only knew how I had longed for her from afar.
Walter, Walter, it was even better the second time. You know, the first time is always good, and then the second time, be a little more deliberate in what we're doing to get to the same point. Yes. T. Jolie, I saw that you caught something that I did, and you were correct. Someone had asked, this is the book that I'm reading from. This is my new book, trilogy. Trilogy is the French pronunciation and spelling of trilogy. And in here is You and Me, More Please, and Longing. I like my book cover. I hope you do too. It's a champagne glass because it's unassuming. I didn't want you to have to sit in the airport and put it in another book because you didn't want someone to see what you were reading. This says, exquisite. Touch me. Yeah, touch me there. And let me feel the bubbles. Yeah. So it's trilogy. Jeanette is going to come back as we tap, and she's going to tell you how to get trilogy as well as the bundle because I have two books out at the same time. The other is called The Struggle is Real. And I'm struggling after hearing Walter read. And before I mess this all up, and then I thought I saw Be Yourself. Would you come up and tell me what you thought?
Okay, and while he's coming up, I'll go ahead and talk about the book. If you are interested in ordering the book, you can order it from Amazon. It is on Amazon. If you would like an autographed copy, the information is on Miss Donna's page. It is an autographed copy. She also has a bundle where you can get both books for one cost, or you can get them individually and they will have her signature. So there's two ways you can get the book. You can go to Amazon and order the book. And if you want an autographed copy, the information is on Miss Donna's page and it has her email address so that you can contact her for your autographed copy. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop back down. But Miss Donna, as always, I'm gonna snap my finger because and Walter, you did a absolutely wonderful job.
Did you
Thank
like
you.
Pandora's writing? Now, that's my fourth personality. Pandora wrote that
Yeah,
one.
you know Pandora. I like Pandora. I think everybody else do too.
I'm going to read you some of Catherine's writings after this, but that's Miss.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drop back down.
Okay. All right. Uh, tell me, gentlemen, what did you think?
Miss Donna. That was beautiful. Beautiful.
You enjoyed it?
Yes.
Could
Definitely.
you could you see yourself reading that to a lady friend? Could you see yourself reading?
I'm not gonna say could I see myself? I'm going to see myself. I'm getting the books.
All right.
I told you earlier, what last week I was getting them. I'm getting them books.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you.
thank you for inviting me.
Be yourself.
I thought it was actually beautiful. I loved it. I loved Walter. Beautiful reading. Miss Donna, as you just read telling about your book, I was like, that was just you was just telling about your book, and I was like, wow. So amazing. You like as I always say, you always amazes me when you start talking. Totally amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you both. T. Jolie, are you ready to come up since you got an encore? Are you ready to tell me? And if you all will continue to Francis, I get T. Jolie.
Miss Donna, can I speak real quick? Because I'm on the road.
Absolutely. Absolutely you can.
All I have to say is, Lord have mercy. That second time was better than the first time. I love a man with a deep voice. Do you hear me? And that man, he did that. And baby, you did your part too. Can I say thank you to both of you because I truly enjoyed that. I really did. I was not going to miss tonight. I was not going to miss you.
Thank you so much. Now that makes my heart happy. That
Oh
makes my
my
heart
Lord.
happy.
Ooh, as Teacher Lee say, my lamb. But y'all did good. And I swear the second time, I don't know what it was, but it was just better the second time around.
Because you know the spots the second time. Mm-mm. No, Pandora, go back to your room. Mm-mm. No, Pandora.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna get off of here. I got to drive.
Did you see her try to sneak out? She tried to sneak out. Mm-mm. She cannot come out to play right now. We have company in the house. Thank
I
you,
mean, I
Queen.
don't mind Pandora's company. I like her. But Miss Donna, thank you so much for the encore. I have no idea how I'm going to go to sleep now because now I'm wide awake. Um,
But you picked up on what I did, right? I needed
yes,
to.
ma'am.
I needed to, and we can. It's okay. Stop, Donna, because you're getting ready to start. There are so many ways that you can find out what you need to find out without saying, "Are you married?" are, there, we just need to get back to the basics on how we are engaging with one another.
Mm-hmm.
I, I'm sorry for making you late getting home to your wife. Now he's going to tell me yay or nay. And
Right.
it's dark. I can't see his hands, so I don't know if he's got a wedding ring on. Most of them don't wear wedding rings anymore. And I'd like to think that with that they're going to tell me the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to teach all the while. Old school is not so bad.
Hey, the art of subtlety.
hmm And the art of flirting. The art
Yes.
of flirting. Because I don't think, I did a whole class on the art of flirting. And we need to learn how to bob and weave, not stick and stay. And if they are indeed interested, they will come
I need
back.
to write that down.
Yeah. So, like when I flirt when I'm in the grocery store and I see him standing at the meat counter and he smells wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I don't really want it, but it's on the other side of him. And so I asked him if he could hand it to me, right? Which
Mm-hmm.
means that he has to turn and he has to face me. And I take it from him and I say, I really love the essence that you're wearing. And I walk away. Now, if he understood that I was talking about the cologne he has on, okay. And then if I see him go down one aisle, I'll go down the opposite aisle and where I'm coming at him. And I just love to see a man blush. And when you say to them, we're going to have to stop meeting like this, it spawns conversation. It spawns conversation and they will stay there. And then you look at their basket and you see items. Are you making chili? Or are you making pasta, steak, and potato tonight, right? And it's those little things that spawn conversation. And I think we've gotten away from that of how to flirt. And women, how to be coy. Just just
Yeah,
me
because
thinking out
I
loud.
would have never said I like the essence that you're wearing. It would have probably been more like, "Oh, you smell good."
It's those little things. And
Those subtleties, the
yes,
choice of words,
Right.
powerful effect.
right.
Hold another class, Miss Donna.
I, I've got it's called the art of flirting. And
Mm-hmm.
the same way that I feel like making love is an art. Anyone can have
Hmm.
sex. Anyone can do the F word. But can you
Right.
make love to me? Right? Can you make love to me? Can you make love to my mind? Yeah.
Yeah, that
Walter,
part.
Walter and I just made love to you all's mind while you were sitting here. Yes?
Sure did because my thighs were clenched over here, honey. I said what I said.
You said what you said. Are
When
you
you
all
come from the
tapping,
school,
tapping, tapping?
But I
Um,
always
loved it. And
keep your
again,
feet.
your descriptiveness is out of this world
thank
because,
you.
like, I can always, like, I felt the basket on my arm. I could hear the belt buckle coming undone. Like,
And
it's just too good.
and in these stories, it's always a pinch of me. And that George Andrews dam, the scenario is true of me. And I'll tell you more about it later. Because it's just it's those inhibitions that I don't have. Is to
Hmm.
be one with nature, to be one with nature. When you're lying there and you feel the warmth of the sun against your skin, and the dew is still on the grass, and when you look at it, it looks like little diamonds in the grass. That is, mm, oh,
Hmm.
open my eyes. Um, Jazzy,
Yes, ma'am.
welcome to the panel. Welcome to Queenfully Spoken.
Thank you. I'm almost 70 years old. I'm a retired veteran. I suffer from PTSD. I have three daughters and one granddaughter. My wife is deceased. She passed away about 6 years ago. And now I have a girlfriend that she's never been married. She's never had children. So I come from a family of a mom and dad and lots of aunts and uncles. So I'm in the process of teaching her how to be affectionate.
Mm,
We've been together 6 years, but I could never understand why she was not affectionate until I had to train myself to. Sometimes people be talking to you,
mm-hmm.
but you just hear their words, but you're not really tuned in that they're trying to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
And well, anyhow, to make a long story short, when she was younger, she got essayed, by an uncle of hers
Okay.
constantly. And, I told her, I said, look, I said, I'm not in a rush to do anything. I said, I'm gonna meet you where you are, not where I want you to be, you know? And I have the advantage over her. And the
Mm-hmm.
reason why I have the advantage is because I was married for 40 years. So in them 40 years with my wife, I learned a lot of things. You know, I learned a lot of things, not to do. I'll try to debate with a woman, but I'm not going to get in no argument with one because I'm not going to win.
What,
So I
Jazzy?
just try to make myself, be a better listener. You said something earlier that I heard you say, and it cracked me up because something you said I actually done tonight. I had bought these my girlfriend, she has her own home and I have my own home. I live by myself and I absolutely love it. This is the first time I ever lived by myself in my life. But she doesn't live that far from me. So tonight, well earlier today I said I called her, right? I said I know you've been waiting on me to cook those lollipop lamb chops. I said I'm gonna cook them tonight for us, with a salad, a nice salad, and some rice. And I said, You could either come and spend the night if you want to. I won't try to hold you, or I can go ahead and fix you a carry out.
Mm-hmm.
He came down here for that plate.
Did she join you for this reading?
No, I let her. She had some other things to do, but I didn't mind cooking for her because she does things for me all the time.
Okay.
When my wife passed, I mean, she was, especially with me suffering from PTSD. I mean, she's been there for me, so I don't have a problem doing anything for her. She's absolutely wonderful. I mean, we have our issues, just like any other couple.
But
But
Jazzy, what I was trying to say to you is that I am 70. I'm not almost 70. I will be 71 in September. But it's it's about healing, and when she's ready to heal, and or getting therapy for that which she's gone through, because she has to process that. That's a process. But I commend you for your patience. I do commend you for your patience. And I thank you so very much for coming up and sharing that with me. And I hope that you will, before we get off TikTok or wherever it is that we're going to go, um, that you'll get this and that you take your time and read it to her one night when you're having a glass of wine. There's one, because of you, I'm going to read one that I read quite often, and it's called Teach Me,
can
okay?
can I say something first before I lose my train of thought?
Sure.
What I forgot to tell you is that my wife was on dialysis for 14 years, and
Mm.
I took care of my wife. But even before then, my wife has never had to clean her kitchen. She's never had to wash her clothes. She's never had to iron her clothes or anything like that. I'm not saying that makes me a great man. What I'm trying to say is, even with me being retired, she was still working, you know, and I didn't mind doing those things for her. I didn't have a problem doing it. I actually enjoyed it. And I have brothers. I'm the oldest, and all of us are carbon copies of one another.
And I want to say to you, Jazzy, thank you for your service. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
your service. And I commend you because marriage is about servitude. And hear me clearly. Marriage is about servitude. The man serving his wife and the wife serving the husband. That's what marriage is about. 100% reciprocity.
I
And
agree.
when the other can't, that's the reason why the vows say in sickness and in health. Okay? In sickness and in health. So always keep that in mind. And I'm sure that your significant other appreciates you greatly just for understanding. So I thank you for coming up. And we're going to go to Tony. And then I'm going to read Teach Me. And I want you to listen closely, okay, Jazz?
Okay.
All right. Tony.
I got one moment while he's muted. I wanted to say, Jazzy, I appreciate your service as a fellow brother in arms. I was one of Uncle Sam's misguided children, but
Thank
I'm
you.
quite sure from this poetic interlude that we have tonight that you're learning the difference between steepening the tea, stirring the coffee, or whipping the cappuccino.
All of the above. Tony, did he did he leave me?
He left you, but I'm still here.
Okay, well I'm gonna drop you down,
Okay, that's fine.
and then I'm gonna read Teach Me. I'm gonna read um, two more, maybe three, and then we're going to call it a night. So
All
when
right.
you
By the
get back,
way, your hair is absolutely gorgeous.
oh, thank you so much. You are most kind, and I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll listen.
All
You
right.
go ahead and drop me down.
I don't know where Tony went to.
Most likely it was a bad connection, or he got a call for too long while on the panel.
Okay. But he'll come back. Hopefully he'll come back. You know, everyone that's been here with me before, you've heard me read Teach Me. Again, Teach Me has a significance. So if you'll just lend me your ear, I am going to read Teach Me. Are you going to stay with me, Walter, please?
Oh, definitely.
All right. We have been married for years. Empty nest. Yet I thought I had been to your liking. But it was your love for me that we never discussed it until now. It so happened that it was after you availed yourself to me and I rolled over, thinking I did that thing. You went to the shower. You seemed to stay forever. So I tipped to the bathroom to make sure you were okay. And I thought I heard you crying softly. I went back to the bedroom and got back in bed, unbeknownst to you, but you never said anything as you slid in the bed next to me. As a matter of fact, as usual, very lovingly, you kissed me on my shoulder, still never saying anything. The next morning, as usual, you had my breakfast hot and smelling good when I came out of the shower. You knew me, my comings and goings, how I like what I like. But I had a feeling that I knew nothing of you. You cried. I am missing something, and I want to know. Is she not telling me about another man? What am I missing? She cried. We had a very healthy sex life. So I thought. Whenever I desired her, she submitted to my wishes. The next night, I knew the bases were loaded. I was next to bat and across center field out of the park. But to my surprise, the same thing happened. She cried in the shower, and very lovingly, she kissed me goodnight. I rolled over and pulled her close to me, kissing her neck, saying, I love you. And she said, I love you more, and went off to sleep. To my very core, there was something missing. As I was leaving for the day, kissing her wantonly, I stepped out on the limb and I said, will you teach me? As I feel there is something missing. We could always read each other's thoughts as she looked long into my eyes, into my soul, and read my thoughts in sincerity. Later that morning, I received a call from her. What are you doing for lunch today? If nothing's pressing, could you come home for lunch? Yes, I'll be there. I knew it was something. I arrived early, but nothing was prepared for lunch. I called out, where are you? In my office, she said. I went to her office, and there she was, like I had never seen her before. She was wearing one of my dress shirts, makeup impeccable, just enough, the body spray. I had never. This whole scene was doing something to me. As CEO, I have no restrictions, so I was a little bit early and she knew I would be. In her bare feet, oh my goodness, in the middle of the day, merciful. I was speechless as she unbuttoned my shirt, dropping it to the floor. My t-shirt off to the floor. This has to be a dream. As I was about to touch her, she stopped me. I sat down on the couch in her office, and she straddled my lap, kissing me, teasing my tongue down my neck to my chest, encircling my nipples, then sucking my nipples. Everything so very slow and deliberate, igniting senses that I had no idea I had. In the midst of it all, she looked at her watch and said, I have a Zoom meeting in 10 minutes. I will see you this evening when you get home. And off she went. What the what? What am I going to do with this? I'm harder than trigonometry. I just had to sit there and gather myself. What just happened? As I redressed, I was drunk with feelings that I had never experienced. As I was leaving, I went past the bathroom and there was no tears. Confused as hell. 2 hours after I was back at work, there she was again, being terribly playful. She said, I'm under your desk. Lean back in your chair. Can you see me? Come close. We do not want anyone to see what I'm about to do. Do you feel me? I'm unzipping your pants. Oh my goodness. He is so glad to see me. Do you feel the warmth of my breath? Hell, I had closed my eyes and she was in my head with total control. I could not leave and go back home because I had back-to-back meetings and she knew this. But she was in my head. Then I heard her say, I love you more and I hope your meetings go well. No, she did it again. She did it again. When I tell you, I do not know how the meetings went because she had totally made love to my mind. I cannot wait to get home. Arriving home, she was in the sunroom. Time had been so kind to us both. Dinner will be ready soon. My thoughts, damn dinner. As she busied herself in the kitchen, I hurried and took a shower. When coming out of the shower, coming through, just in my towel, in anticipation. She had appetizers ready. I sat down in the chair, kneeling before me in between my legs. She presented me with a cocktail as she flipped my towel back, licking the last drops of water off of me. I damn near dropped my cocktail, and then she was off. I heard her say, I've laid your caftan on the bed. Come on, dinner's ready. I could hardly breathe, finishing my cocktail off to the bedroom, and there she was with some warm oil, as she said, Lie down. Dinner's gonna be cold. I had no idea she knew how to massage me like this. And Mister was so ready. And she stopped. Sit up. Help me. Helped me with my caftan, taking me by the hand to the dining room. I was so afraid to say anything because I just did not know who was sitting across from me, just jabbering. Finally, we called it a night. She asked me to lie down the width of the bed, with the edge of the bed in the bend of my knees, and there she was, bowing before me again. She had that oil that I had never experienced. She kissed my inner thighs, my hands in her hair, as she raised up until I could feel her nipples, her breast against my gonads. She made love to the opening in Mister, a sensation I had never experienced until I begged her, ride me, baby, please. I simply need to feel all of you. I need to penetrate you now. She was dripping wet. I had never felt her like this before. Instead, I flipped her over, and I had never gone down on her before. But she always did me, and I had no idea what I had been missing. The way she grind my face, her hands on my head, and I am dripping all over the place as I crawled in between her legs, looking down on her. And she softly said, fuck me now, please. In all of my years, I had never come so hard. Lying there, breathless, I asked what happened this day. This morning, you said, teach me. You knew I was a virgin when we married, but you forever assumed that I had not prepared for you, my husband. You never made love to my mind. You never prepared me. You just did. And tonight, for the first time, I reached a total orgasm. You finally invited me. I hope I did not disappoint you. To have the ultimate foreplay begins way before the bedroom. Intimacy is an art, and I so prepared for you, my husband. Your words teach me. Mr. Jazzy, I hope that you appreciated that. Jen X. Walter, my friend, tell me what you thought.
Well,
And
you see here, I've got these shot glasses. They 50 caliber, and I had to make sure that I raised a toast to that. I saw your wine glass, but I also saw the 1800 spring water tequila.
mm, mm, mm.
Miss Donna, I just came to let you know that me and Pam enjoyed your reading.
Oh,
Hey,
did Pam come? Oh, Tony, I'm sorry. Thank you, Tony. But Pam came.
yeah, she.
Yes. Miss Donna, that voice.
This has made my day. This has made my
Because
evening.
I showed up.
Yes, because you showed up. Absolutely.
Congratulations on your book.
Thank you. Listen, okay, let's keep our fingers crossed. We're supposed to have more snow this weekend, but all of the books are supposed to come in Monday. I had some things that were delayed because of the weather, but let's hope that everything is here Monday. And I'm going to try to get all of it out by the 5th of February so you all can have it in hand before Valentine. And then you all can play. You know what I mean?
Miss Donna, you doing a book signing?
Yes. Um, no, well, the pre-orders are signed. So
Okay.
Tony's, he's already ordered. So as soon as they come in, then I'm going to send them and they'll be signed. Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I am so glad. Princess, do you see, Divine, do you all see who's here?
But why I'm in here, princess, where you at?
What? Oh, here she is. Hold on a second. Let's see. Is Divine here?
Tony, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. I'm glad your wife is there so she can pull your coattail. Okay?
But I'm just saying, do
No,
you
Tony,
see
don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm trying to
everything?
see it.
Everything bigger in Texas.
Where's I hope your wife gets you, cause she right. I hope she gets you.
Little big
D.
brother. Mind your
Jeanette, tell a
business.
player, tell a
And Miss
player.
Donna, that reading you just read,
Look,
my Lord, have mercy,
Jeanette,
Jesus.
tell
Ooh,
us,
I was
Jeanette.
walking in my
Totally
building and
agree.
I had my phone up loud and people turn around looking at me.
Hey,
But
D,
I'm
hey,
extra
Devon.
sleep.
Wait,
Hey,
Love it. I
Let,
love
let the
it.
man talk. Let the man talk. What he said?
Tony,
So
don't
I
start.
totally agree that things are bigger in Texas. But I happen to be
princess.
extra medium.
Ooh, time for you to move, baby. Time for you to move.
Pam, get him, please. Please
Oh,
get him.
I forgot. I'm in Miss Donna line.
oh,
I'm sorry, Miss D.
listen, I just don't know what we're going to. Jeanette, come.
Little
Oh,
big brother.
Jeanette,
See?
I am so excited. Did you?
Yes.
Pam is here.
Hey Pam.
Pam
Glad
is here.
you were able to hear Miss Donna. Cause look, I be in your husband live. I be like, where Pam? Where Pam Tony?
Oh, I don't really do social media like that.
I know.
That's
But
all.
Always ask about you though.
I am so glad. I feel honored.
I heard you even just say you glad I came through.
Yes, absolutely. I am so honored. Thank you so much. Thank you. Tony,
All right.
you brought me a big surprise. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mama. Hey, I'm gonna see y'all in the morning. All right. She's been amazing, y'all.
You
Okay.
heard me?
Jeanette, why your sister ran?
She she already knows she didn't want to hear that.
I know.
You didn't want to hear
Trying to
it.
get my 1999.
I told you you need to
Little
find
big brother.
bankruptcy.
Little big brother. Little big brother.
Hey, Divine. Hey, D Black.
Tend
Hey,
to,
Tony.
Hey,
tend
Tony.
to, tend to Miss Pam. Have a good night, little big brother.
Amen. Good night. We'll see you later.
I'm gonna see
We'll see
y'all
Bye
you
in
in
the
the
bye.
morning.
morning.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Good night.
D,
Bye bye, Pam.
did
Night.
you get to hear Walter Reed? D?
No, I came in after the fact.
Okay, well, I'm gonna upload it and put it on YouTube.
Okay,
You know,
cool.
he did it twice with me
Yes.
because T. Jolie didn't get to hear it. So he did an encore with me.
Oh,
And
wow.
said,
But
all said, all
uh,
said, Miss Donna,
okay, you go
because
ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
Pandora's daughter, I think I'm her.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
We
The
in
first
trouble.
Miss T.
time,
Jolie, she said, "My lamb, my lamb."
the first time was good, but the second time, baby, I'm gonna let the first time get the first time on out the way, but that second time, that's what we're looking for. I'm
Uh-oh.
gonna leave that right there.
Uh-oh.
T, where are you? Is there anyone else that would like to come up? Bam, you want to come back after the second reading?
The
Let's see.
second, the second reading, the first. Look, we all gonna have a bunch of fans here in a minute.
But thank you, Mommy Faye. I do my best. I always aim to hit the target and
Who-
never miss.
mm,
Miss Donna, I'm dropping down now. I ain't even got nothing to say. You know I always got something to say.
Oh,
I
well,
ain't got
you're not
nothing to
going to leave
say.
so quickly, are you?
You
Hey,
can't handle the heat.
I sure
Listen, let her
can,
go. Let her
Adrian.
go. Let her go
Yes,
fan.
you can. Yes,
Let her
you
go
can.
fan.
There's Adrian. Where's Lady P? Where is she at?
I believe in you.
She's trying to
Adrian,
say sorry.
are you there?
It looks like it's trying. There she goes, trying to connect.
Do you see Lady P?
She's
There
in the
she
Oh,
is.
box.
she down there.
She's in the box, Miss Donna.
Okay. You know what? I know both of you all saw me when that thing came across that said repent. I was trying to find how to. I was gonna block it myself, and I couldn't even find it.
You. That is not for you to do.
It,
That's Jeanette and I's job.
that's right. I muted it and she blocked it.
Not like teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness!
So
What
Gen
did you
X,
think, sister?
you did Gen X as always. You know when I first heard Gen X months ago, I got on to you. I was like, where you been hiding him at? Because Gen X knows I love his voice, love his voice. So as always, Gen X, you did your thing always. So thank you.
I'm just I'm just trying to tell you, he did that perfectly.
And the second time was better.
It always is. You know when you get it the first time. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Come back to the light. Come back.
I said I was gonna
Period.
talk
Come to
right
the
there.
light.
Pandora,
That
get back
was
in the box.
that was Pandora.
Yep,
She
I
was.
see.
Better hold your
Pandora.
breath, because I'm going to take you to the depths of the ocean and
Ooh.
ride,
I
okay?
ain't going. I ain't going. Mm-mm. I'm going home.
But I ain't going.
Feet on dry land.
Mm-mm.
Mm. Divine is still sitting there just shaking her head.
And
I
she's
told
mad
her,
and she really has a fan, y'all. Look at her.
I told her, I said, I'm going to have guests, and and if we, and everybody, if we're still here next Thursday, I plan to read. That'll be the last time that I read next Thursday, and then I'm working on. Let's see, Adrian, see if she can get back in. It's doing this little thing, Adrian.
Oh, it's not
She's
connected.
up there.
I think it's her connection.
I see her.
Yeah, she's in there, but her connection has been lacking the
She's
last
up
couple
there.
times.
There she is. Hey, Adrian, can you hear me?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Ooh, Miss Donna.
Okay, when you start out with "Ooh, Miss Donna,"
Mm. I am honored to finally get to hear one of your readings. I missed last week. I set my alarm for today and still got sidetracked. But I had my look. I got my cell phone and I got my tablet. I had my alarm on my cell phone, and I was like, I am determined to get to one of her readings.
well, I'm going
And
to.
now, when I missed the first one, I
Hmm.
messaged and I was like, oh my God, I was so upset. I said, oh my God, I missed it. I was like, oh, I was in somebody else's live and I was like, I'm mad at y'all because y'all made me miss Miss Donna's. But when you did it again, I was like, oh, Lord Jesus, where's the towels? Where's the fan?
Mm,
Ooh.
mm.
And Gen X, I promise you, ooh, bro. Mm. Ooh,
Outstanding.
I was like, what? Ooh, thank God I ain't got no rose.
Lord have mercy. I cannot. Y'all, you know
Oh,
what? I'm
oh,
Jesus.
mm, I
It was
almost,
beautiful. You know what? I mean, just honestly, it was beautiful
almost
because
lost my
I
tongue.
love those books. I love. You know how you have those books that those what are they, books on tape or whatever. You know how you can get those books.
Them audio
That's,
books.
but that's what
Yes,
I'm working
and
Just
on.
want to say,
I'm learning how to do it. I've already talked with Walter about it, um, because I do want him to read along for you with me on the audiobook. So I've got lots of pokers in the fire, you all. But I don't
Miss
want
Donna, you got it, babe.
to.
We got this, Miss Donna. Ooh, and I'm telling you, I cannot wait to be able to get your books, because I mean, I loved it, and that's honest. That's from the heart. I enjoyed it.
Well,
I
I'm not
really
gonna.
enjoyed
I'm
it,
not.
and thank you for blessing me, Adrian, with that to listen to it.
Listen. I am going to. Now you all can stay, or you can drop down so you can be comfortable. If you stay, I need you to mute yourself. I'm gonna read one more, and then we're gonna call it a night because I know you won't have to get up and go to work. So, are you ready?
Can you mute me, Miss Donna? My phone, I don't know why my phone has been tripping. That's why it's been spinning like it has. Can you mute
Jeanette,
me?
Jeanette, you got it. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Are you already in the chat for just one more before we call it poetic? How are you? You made it. You came. I'm so glad. Let's see if there's anyone else. Snatcher, I see you again. Tracy, I am so glad to see you all. Bonnie, doing
Well,
well.
Miss Donna, excuse me for a minute. While Miss Donna is getting to the next one, let's go ahead. We have 59 people in the room. Let's get to 65K. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll just hold off and we'll just chat. Power tap. Let's get me to
60.
65K so we can call it a night. I think you're gonna like this one. This one's called um. This is by you know who.
Let's get to 60K and then you can start reading. We'll have
Okay.
5,000 more to get to. Thank you.
Okay.
And we're presently at 58.8 thousand likes. Y'all continue to tap the screen and share the live. Enjoy the vibe, but we don't want to keep it to ourselves.
Oof. Oof. What did you say, Divine? I heard you.
Here go the fan for you.
Okay, thank you. Just playing me. Just playing me. But this one is by you know who. She said you only read one or two of my stories. Oh,
Oh, she gonna come forward. She says she wants to be known.
She said she got a whole book that she want to write.
and is.
Pandora will get snatched up by the ankles.
Oh,
She said that's a lot of snatching.
it's a whole lot of woman to get snatched up. Okay. Oh, see what I'm saying? See how she just pops right in there and just knows
Okay.
she's not supposed to be
We
talking.
gotta go, Miss Donna. So everyone mute your mics.
Okay, you ready? Are you ready down in the chat? This is by Pandora. Ooh, let me do this. No telling what she might say. I might have to change some of these words. This is called Stay, Please. Stay, please. Do you remember? I'm not exactly sure what we are doing, but I could feel that there was something between us that has yet to be defined. The demarcation between us was clear. There was something. It was a cloudy, rainy winter day, and it was unseasonably warm for December. We sat in quietness looking out. looking out with me, comfortably lying against your chest and in between your legs. I could hear your heart from the stillness in the room. You held me, and things were being said, but no one was speaking. The softness of the essence you were wearing filled my head. With my eyes closed, I imagined. My imagination began to run away with me. I could feel you as you stroked my hair, then traced my face while I was lying against your chest. Then my lips. I softly flicked your thumb with my tongue, and still nothing was said. Now your heart was racing, and you decided that it was time to go. That demarcation still crystal clear. Never saying a word, you picked up your jacket, and I walked you to the door. Looking down on me, you kissed me. This was not our normal goodnight kiss. Now my heart was racing, and this time, when you presented your tongue, I sucked it softly. Then releasing it, you just held me with my face cradled against under your chin, being overtaken by the essence that you were wearing. I could feel that you wanted me. I tipped so I could reach your ear, but also you could feel me against you as you held me. At that moment, I whispered in your ear, "Stay, please." Again, you looked down on me, asking me, was I sure? Without answering, I began to take your jacket off, then to unbutton your shirt. And with each release of a button, I kissed your chest. Nothing was being rushed. With the flat of my palm, I ran them down your thighs, making sure that I did come in contact with your manhood. All of this was arousing. Slowly, you inched up my dress until I could feel your manhood firmly against me. Yes. Again, you kissed me, more wantonly this time, and I whispered, "Stay, please." You pulled my dress over my head, not realizing all the time I only had on panties. And this day dress, I heard you unzip your pants, and there he was. You turned me to the door as if I were about to be frisked. You kissed me down my neck, embracing my breast with your hands. Then you let one hand journey down, and you softly separated the lips of my secret garden. I felt totally weak. We had never. You were in between my legs. I felt his head dip enough into my wetness. I felt you tremble and heard your soft moan. Again, I asked, "Will you please?" With a trail of clothes on the floor behind us, we went to the bedroom. As I took your manhood in my hands, never losing contact of your eyes. As you looked down, I guided you to my mouth. Your nipples, your hands on my nipples. I had a way with your head, tasting you brought you great pleasure. You laid me back, yet pulling me to the edge of the bed, parting the lips again, this time noticing that I was glistening with moisture. You dipped your finger before. Then you had your way with me, with my pearl, until I begged you, please. Are you sure? The ecstasy of all of it, lying there in each other's arms. I implored you, stay, please.
Oh, she just described stirring the coffee, steeping the tea, and whipping the cappuccino.
And I'm
Can't even
snapping,
snap my
snapping,
fingers
snapping.
good enough.
Snap, snap, snap.
Snap, 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 snap.
I hope you all have enjoyed this.
I have
I
always
have Miss
excellent,
Donna.
And
always classy.
and then there is Pandora. Sometimes I don't she just takes over, and I don't remember until I'm like, oh wait, I should have read this to myself before I read it to them. But then,
Too late.
Too late.
oh wait, oh wait, oh wait. Well,
I
take
see.
out a word here and take out a word there. They'll read it when they get it. You
That's what
are
makes it so good. Don't change it.
no, no.
Yeah, that's what makes it so good because your mind is going to take you there.
I
Everybody's mind is going to interpret it differently. And that's what's so beautiful about it.
But for the
yeah.
sapiosexuals, you're gonna have a deep stimulation that's gonna be intrigued, tantalized, and then brought to that explosion of exotica and erotica.
Mm, mm.
Gen X, you know what? Let me say this. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, and we had a guy that was on the Quiet Storm, and his voice was like yours. And when I tell you, the Quiet Storm was the beauty. Everybody loved the Quiet Storm because he had that voice. And then once he said what he had to say, he would let the water. You would hear a waterfall in the background, and some of the most beautiful music would play, and he would speak again, and it was just like, whoo,
Those thunderstorms that make you learn to dance in the rain.
Yep. And then you got Miss Donna too. Oh, Miss Donna, God
And
bless
do
you.
you know how much fun it is to? Oh, mm-mm.
Yep. Look at Miss Donna. Get yourself, Miss Donna.
Get it
Get,
Come to the
together.
light.
get it
Come to
together,
the
Miss
light.
Donna.
Come to the
You had
light.
a flashback, didn't you, Miss Donna?
I had a whole moment just then. Whew, it's time for you all to go to bed. I had a whole moment.
I see a staff meeting.
I had a whole moment, Jesus.
I'm
I cannot. Y'all is
I'm
just.
thankful for the opportunity
He's when
to
he
be able to come in here and allow y'all to hear my voice. But her words, her creativity, her poetry on paper as I read it, and I'm glad that you enjoyed.
You're not.
Miss
and
Donna,
then
you
and see when
picked
he
the
said
right
that,
person. I swear you picked the right person
and then
to go
he's
with your
he's
book.
on Pandora because he knows how Pandora likes to play in the rain. If you know what I mean. There is something about the water touching your skin in the rain, in the mist. She's out, you all. Okay, it's time for you all to go to bed. It's 1 o'clock. Um, but when those raindrops hit you on your naked skin, oh my God!
Don't let
Come
it be a
on,
hot rain.
come
Open
on.
your
I am not
eyes.
about to go
Open,
take no
open,
shower. See,
open
that's
your
Not
see, I
at
eyes, Miss
can.
night.
Donna.
ATL. Have you ever gone to Helen, Georgia?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know the Hellendorf?
Very
Okay.
well.
Uh, Listen, out on the balcony, full moon.
With that hot rain.
You know what? How did Jasmine Crockett say? Child,
Look, we say honey child boom.
honey, child, boom.
That part.
That
Yes, ma'am.
It's like putting calming, soothing, and tantalizing all into one expression.
See, this
titillating.
is when you can go and you can have one of them nice little shower heads in your
Okay,
bathroom.
Adrian, come on back.
I ain't saying nothing. I just said cut the lights out, put the candles on,
Adrian, open your eyes.
and
Open
had
your
that
eyes,
voice.
Adrian.
Adrian,
No,
look,
I'm just saying take a shower. I'm saying taking a shower and the
oh, okay.
waterfall. The waterfall.
Alfred,
I was
welcome up. Welcome up. We were just about to leave you, Alfred. Welcome.
That's fine. I was just listening to you guys.
And
That's fine.
did you have? Did you want to share with us?
Not me. He may not have heard it, Miss Donna.
Okay.
We're going to go
That's
on and invite
fine.
him.
Thank you, Jeanette. Because he has to come up.
They always do, and we always know what to do.
I just have such one. And you do. Ah, Lord have mercy. I am so glad that you all came out for Queenfully Spoken. Like I said, if we're here next Thursday, I will read again because I wanted to do a month of reading before I go back in to take a hiatus, um, introduce my book. You all have been wonderful, and I thank you. Uh, there was something else I was going to tell you, but I am on Clapper as Lady DJ at Rankins 1954 and Fanbase also as Lady DJ. Um, there is a picture that has all of my platforms that I'm a part of. Please find it before Sunday. I'd hate to miss you all. It's been my pleasure. It's been my joy that you all have accepted me and listened to me and supported me. And I thank you. Walter, we'll talk. We will talk, okay?
No problem.
Uh,
If you
okay.
ever need me to come in and read a little something else, I have no qualms with
I
it.
have I have something that they haven't even heard. So yes, I do. And I'll tell you about it. Okay.
Now,
So
y'all don't have to go home, but you definitely got to get out of here. And
um,
even myself, I'm being subpoenaed and requested in other areas.
okay,
So
well
y'all take it easy, and I'm going
thank
to
you,
be out.
Walter.
Okay. Good night,
Okay.
everyone.
Good night,
Good night,
everyone.
everybody.
Good night.
John Boy, Mary Ellen, Jim Ross.